Good, happy Monday evening, March 14, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Monday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, Ukraine family arrives in New Hampshire after fleeing home country. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa. Sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see, Fidium is
Yeah, I mean, the non-Konnichiwa family says their experience is hard to talk about because every time they do, they feel like they're reliving it. They say they've lost so many people to the war that it's hard to remember all of their names. Dennis non-Konnichiwa says on the second day of the invasion, they woke up at 4 a.m. to fighter jets. That's when they say they knew they had to leave not only their home in Kyiv, but also their loved ones, their business, and their way of life. Dennis traveled with his wife, Nadia, and their 3 boys to Romania. They then were able to fly here to the U.S. Now, they're currently staying with family in New Hampshire. Nadia says her children were terrified, the older ones trying to suppress their emotions.
Маленький, он очень часто ночью просыпался и как бы резким плачем.
But our youngest, he would wake up in the middle of the night by just very sharp cry.
Мы его успокаивали как могли, и он на недолгое время засыпал и снова просыпался.
We would calm him down, but he would very soon and very frequently would wake up again and again in those panic attacks.
And the family says they're grateful to Americans for all they've done so far and hope that support will continue. Live in the studio, Grace Feinerman, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Drug cartels targeting children in New Hampshire, law enforcement officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Home is where life happens, and good housekeeping is where you get everything you need to bring your home to life. From science-backed product reviews to triple-tested recipes to genius organizing hacks, it's a whole world of possibility, all tested for you.
Was really the influx of the pills laced with methamphetamine targeting children, to look exactly like an Adderall, that I thought was just an insidious move on behalf of these drug cartels to target young Americans.
The DEA testified at a rare Senate field hearing in New Hampshire that illicit fentanyl is devastating the state, and now the agency is seeing methamphetamine at an alarming rate, coming from Mexico and China.
The ruthlessness of these cartels, combined with the callous greed, is destroying families and communities, resulting in an increase of violence and crime here in the Granite State and throughout our entire country.
Consensus Monday from elected and law enforcement officials was that the old model of incarceration and confiscation is not the way out of this modern drug war. A critical component now is reducing demand, and Congresswoman Annie Custer says that starts with treatment access.
The Medicaid inmate exclusion is a draconian policy that hurts those with substance use disorder, mental illness, and trauma who cycle in and out of our justice system.
The race for funding to keep up with the agility of drug cartels not bound by rules or budgets is an ongoing struggle. The issue, a priority for Senator Hassan.
We just have to keep at this with everything we've got. And you all are on the front lines, so are the men and women who you lead, and we are very, very grateful to all of you.
More funding for equipment like field testing equipment and personnel, along with continued congressional support, are what law enforcement say they need to stem the flow of synthetic drugs into New Hampshire.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 2 more COVID-19 deaths reported in New Hampshire as active cases fall. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa. Sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see...
To the pandemic in New Hampshire, the Granite State now averaging fewer than 100 cases per day for the first time since July. And active cases are down to their lowest level since August 1st. There are 286 new cases to report from the week and 2 new COVID-related deaths. Hospitalizations are down to 36.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. NCMEC. Littleton police ask for public's help to find missing teenager. Hannah, 17, has been missing since February 7th. A missing 17-year-old girl from Littleton is now being featured in a new missing poster from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Hannah has not been seen since February 7th. Officials believe she could be traveling with an adult male. Littleton police posted on Facebook the day of her disappearance saying she was seen getting into a black sedan. According to the center, she could still be in New Hampshire, in Littleton, or surrounding areas. She also could be in Massachusetts communities of Saugus or Malden. The generation led for investigators. She is being featured on Ring's Neighbors app as part of a partnership with the NCMEC. She is 5 feet 8 inches and weighs 145 pounds. She is white with blonde hair and green eyes. She was last seen. Her hair was very short and dyed blonde on the ends, according to the center. Anyone with information is asked to call Littleton Police at 603-444-2422 or the NCMEC at 1-800-THE-LOST, 1-800-843-5678. Analysts, Brady decision to return has consequences around NFL. Let's take a listen to that video.
At New Car Ford of Plymouth and New Car Ford of Tilton, you don't have to settle. Now is the perfect time to get...
Tom Brady's decision to return to the playing field and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers caught many by surprise, including a UNH professor who specializes in sports law.
I think there was a sense that if he was going to do this, it would have been during the season, not so soon after he made the initial announcements.
Monday marks the start of the 2-day negotiating period for free agents in the NFL. Professor McCann says making the decision now does help the Bucs.
Because now the team has more information about its payroll, the salary cap, how much money it has to pay for players and pay for him.
Brady only stayed retired for 40 days, tweeting last night about having unfinished business. As for McCann's thoughts on whether this is really the last year,
the Bucs and Brady know that this is a year-to-year arrangement, right? At his age, being able to sort of make a multi-year commitment would seem difficult.
Brady's decision is now reverberating around the league. McCann says it'll probably affect the trade market for Deshaun Watson, widely viewed as the best available quarterback. Now, with Brady staying with the Bucs, that is one less team to bid on Watson. But as far as Brady is concerned, McCann says he's looking forward to watching him play again.
The fact that he's the greatest player ever, so getting to see him play another season, I think is good for the sport. It's good for the game. It's good for TV ratings. It makes for a more compelling season. And given his ties to New England, it's a good thing.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Take a look at this. Dancing Grannies perform for the first time since Wisconsin Christmas parade attack. Let's take a listen to that video from WISN 12 ABC News.
Welcome to Beltate's Building Products.
Homeowners and contractors have different needs when it comes to home repairs and improvements. What, Bill?
The Milwaukee Dancing Grannies also made a return today, performing in the St. Patrick's Day Parade for the first time since 4 of their members were killed in the Waukesha Parade attack. 12 News' Courtney Sisk joining us live here tonight from downtown Milwaukee. Courtney, you were able to speak with some members of the group this morning.
Ben, they told me that they were filled with emotion going into today. They wanted to honor those they lost while still moving forward stronger than ever. They started the day with a toast and a deep breath before taking to the parade route. People lined the streets cheering for them as they performed for the first time since that attack. One of the fallen members, Ginny Sorensen's 2 granddaughters, helped carry the banner in the front. She had choreographed 2 of the Irish routines that hadn't been performed publicly until today. Nearly 20 grannies in training who are working to become full-time members also joined in.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And I think amongst the community and all the love and support that we have received throughout the past few months, and now having all our grannies in training with us, everyone is just keeping us going and keeping us motivated to keep moving forward.
Ben, I caught up with them after the parade. They were all smiles, very excited and happy that they did what they did today. We'll have more from them tonight after the Bucs game.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.